Hey guys, happy 2022. Wait, is it? Is it? Are we happy it's a new year? Let me know down in the comments. I don't really get hung up on like new year. I mean, I do, but not hung up. I get excited, I guess. I don't know. Leave me a comment down below. 2021 was not a great year for me, and I am determined to make 2022 the best yet. And today I am sharing with you my plans in the sewing room and YouTube kind of arena. Oh, no, you can't see me. How do I plan what I'm going to... So I'm going to be sharing kind of how I plan what I make in the year. How do I like stay focused, keep on track? And then this also kind of does go in with my YouTube channel as well, but mostly we're talking about sewing. Just let's watch me fall. So the first thing I do is I like look at the calendar and I factor in all the kinds of time. So what do I want to do in a year? How much time am I going to have to sew? And I'm gonna kind of try and keep this general for anybody who like doesn't do sewing as a job, but there will be a few things that are, you know, kind of more specific to those of us who sew for a living. Just get a different chair, Caitlin. So I go ahead and I look at my calendar, then I plug in anything that I know is gonna be happening. So holidays, like Christmas, where I do like sewing for. I don't really factor in birthdays because that just kind of gets stuck into my monthly planning. But yeah, big things like Christmas. Another big thing I factor in is Shelf Sewing September. If you are new here and you don't know what Shelf Sewing September is, Shelf Sewing September, I will link below the last couple years playlists. I think we've done 3 years now, so this will be the 4th year that we're doing Shelf Sewing September. Basically, you just use what you have on hand to sew with intention and reduce your environmental footprint. So that's a big deal. That's a whole challenge month, and I run it, so I need to be organized for that. So that's kind of what the earlier part of the year is focused on. And if you sew to sell, you're gonna factor in like prepping for trade shows and things like that as well. A couple other things I like to factor in, a couple other things I like to think about are Make 9 and Me Made May. Now, these aren't things I necessarily like 100% focus on or like participate in even, but I do like to kind of join when I can. Make 9 is where you pick 9 projects that you want to get done in that entire year. I did one last year like for 2021, and there was only one thing that I didn't accomplish, but my goals were pretty broad, which I think is the key to success, people, really. And that is making jeans. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but you pick 9 things and that gives you kind of a little bit over a month to work on each one. And I think that is pretty manageable for most people. And then Me Made May is the month of May. You can share every day using the hashtag, and it just kind of gets people wearing these Me Made garments that they made, maybe if, you know, your whole wardrobe isn't Me Made or something like that. It also gets us kind of like grabbing those garments from our wardrobe that are Me Made, but we're not wearing, and it's like, why aren't we wearing it? Can we fix it? If not, get rid of it. At least that's how I see it anyway, but I'm a minimalist and I love purging. So then I look at tutorials I want to do and requests I have gotten from you guys, from the viewers, the subscribers or commenters on my YouTube videos. And I kind of plan around that. So for example, I like to do the comparison videos. So if there was like somebody wanted a comparison video, say for t-shirts, then I'm like, okay, I need to make X amount of t-shirts and I'm gonna make them in this month or whatever. That being said, I mostly sew what I need in my wardrobe. Like I've already said, I am a minimalist, or I identify as a minimalist anyway, what that means to me. And so I don't like just sewing for the sake of sewing. Even sewing for the sake of a tutorial, that's not really my thing. For that reason, I look into my wardrobe and I kind of see, what do I need? What am I lacking? Honestly, at this point, there's not a lot. So we'll see what happens going forward with sewing. There's definitely things that I want and could use. Some of them are just bigger projects. Oh, hello. You're not even in there's your nose. And then I kind of think about my goal for the year or goals in terms of the sewing room, and I am still working on last year's goals of reducing my stash. And scrap busting. Those are the two big things. So I mean, my stash isn't huge, but it is definitely probably, I would say, 4 times bigger than I would like. And that's something I need to deal with. So scrap busting is a big deal for me this year, and also is sewing my stash. And pretty much everything in my stash has like something that I want to, like, I know what I want to make with it. So it's maybe not, you know, it's not so difficult to imagine. I definitely won't sew everything in my stash this year, but I will get down to a manageable amount. With working through your stash and trying to get down to a manageable amount, that means no fabric buying. I did buy in 2021 a few things, not a lot to be honest, and I plan for 2022 to again only buy secondhand, and that's only if absolutely necessary. Now there will be times where I might need something. Maybe I think my son needs a raincoat, so I might have to purchase some new material for him. But that's not even like a hard and fast thing, because we also thrift. We only thrift actually. We don't shop for clothes anymore. I make all of our clothes unless it's something that we need like either right now or something that I don't really feel is worth me making. So work pants for my husband, he usually just goes to the thrift store and picks stuff up because they just get trashed anyway. And I wanted to give myself a new challenge this year, which is no new patterns, unless, and of course there's like the unless it's, you know, something comes up and there's like, I can't foresee this happening, but I mean there could be an instance where I need to buy a pattern. I just don't see it happening. I guess the only thing I can think of is I do want to make like a nice coat. I wanted to make it this year and then I didn't, and actually I'm trying to de-stash the wools that I was going to use, so that actually might not happen this year either. It's not something that, you know, I have a coat, I just don't have like a nice dress coat, but in reality, do I ever use one? No. So it's probably not going to happen either. So those are kind of my big goals for the year in terms of like, I guess, restricting myself, or like how I am going to manage what I'm doing. Another thing I want to do is get my industrial going. It works. I just haven't used it since we moved it here. It was my grandma's. You know, it needs a couple things and I should probably get the repair lady to come and take a look at it. I just know that's going to be a big bill because she has to drive out here from an hour away. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it really, other than, you know, a couple small things. It's a goal of mine. It's important to me, and it's a goal of mine to get that industrial going and sit at it like my grandma did. I also want to get my sewing room done. Now, I think we have all the materials for this now. Finally, I just picked up the countertops about a month ago, and we have everything else we have, I think. So it's just a matter of my husband finishing the countertops and then a couple shelves, and then I need to like organize some better things. And yeah, there's a couple things, but nothing too major. Just one of those things that just needs to get done. As for YouTube, I don't plan on changing too much. 1 video a week seems to be doing okay at this point. Could I do more to have a more successful channel? Maybe that would help, but honestly, I'm happy with how it is now. And I mean, obviously we all want more growth than we have, but I'm happy with how it is now, especially since I've been doing a lot of freelance work. So that's kind of where I've been spending most of my efforts, and that's kind of what I hope to do in 2022, maybe even more of. So if there are extra videos on the channel here, it will be when freelance work is slow and when I have time and feel like doing extra videos. But 1 video a week is pretty much going to be how it goes going forward, you know, other than when I take weeks off. That being said, if you have any ideas for content, please leave them down below so I can make them for you, be it tutorials or, you know, pattern reviews or anything like that. I love talking about sewing. If you haven't noticed, I have some things to share. So let me know down below what you want to hear, see, do, and I will try to make that happen for you. And the last general thing is Seamwork. So if you are a longtime viewer, you know I have a Seamwork membership. If you don't know what that is, I'll link it below. And if you're a longtime viewer, you might have noticed I haven't been sewing Seamwork anything recently. I still have a membership because I'm getting it for free, and I do have a video all about this that I will leave linked down below as well. But basically, none of their new patterns have really been resonating with me. There might be a couple that I would make, but there's a lot in the catalog and their older stuff that I want to make. And I do want to get back into sewing Seamwork stuff and kind of perfecting some things that that I've tried before. So the one that comes to mind, there's a camp style button-up shirt that I will be making, and it's just a matter of like doing it. That's kind of a spring project because it'll be for spring, summer, fall. Wait a minute, I should probably get on that now. It's like January. It's hard to sew ahead, you know what I mean? Now, I know some of you are probably like, but where's your actual plans? Show us the fabric, show us the patterns. I don't really have any, to be honest. I have one pattern that I absolutely will be working on, but probably, well, I might do a muslin. Oh, but even my body is changing and I just haven't felt the desire to do a bunch of fitting when I know I'm changing my body. The Megan Nielsen Dawn jeans, I did purchase that pattern at the end of the year because I think maybe it was November, because I wanted to have it because I knew I was going to be challenging myself this year not to buy any patterns. So I kind of cheated there, I guess. So I did buy that, and I do plan to fit that to myself, and then that'll be my jeans pattern, my go-to jeans pattern. So at this point, if I were to start that now, I would probably not have it ready until spring. Which, I mean, I guess I could wear jeans in spring, but I really just don't wear jeans that often. So I feel like it would be more beneficial to maybe wait until my body is at a more stable position and then kind of go with that. I know I preach about like sewing for the body you have now too, and I'm torn about it. I have considered starting it, and I don't know, you'll have to just stay tuned because I might actually go ahead and do that. But Megan Nielsen Dawn jeans, I have a couple cuts of denim that I want to use for those. And then I also have, if you watched my Destashify haul, some faux stretch leather. So in the fall, I'm hoping I can have my pattern fitted by then and make a nice pair of faux stretch leather pants. Stay tuned. Another pattern I kind of want to perfect is the ruby bra. So I did a whole beginner bra sewing series and I used the ruby bra pattern, and they just don't fit right, and I need to figure out what it is and how to get it to fit right. And that's going to take a lot of trial and error, I feel like. So that is going to be my goal for 2022. And I was tempted, I really was tempted to just buy a different pattern, because at this point I feel like it's the pattern, like I do need to just change some of the design lines of the pattern. And so I was tempted to just buy a different pattern that'll work better for my body, but then I thought of this challenge of not buying any new patterns, and I really like the idea of making it fit me and putting in the work and doing it that way, since I already have several versions already. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the ruby bra to fit my body. Again, my body is changing, but I need bras to wear like we all do, right? So I think that's gonna be probably near the top of my list. And then a couple other things to mention is I need some casual shirts in my wardrobe. There's not many that I have that are just like not t-shirts, but like just the kind of like, maybe casual isn't even the right word, but dressier, but still casual, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like this, like a woven shirt, not a button up, although I could use a button up as well, but just something that I can just like throw on and still look put together, you know, to go out for lunch or something like that. And I want to do more fitting, especially with pants. I seem to really struggle with pants. I already talked about the Arden pants and that kind of whole saga, but I want to put more effort into fitting things and not just like rushing through projects, which I feel like I've kind of overcome that in the last couple of years, where I'm more focused on getting it to fit right, but I want to go even deeper into that, especially in the trickier spots like pants. And I think that's all I have to say. This maybe was like kind of a runaround video, but if you are planning your year, just factor in all the things you have going on and then factor in how much sewing you want to do. So maybe it's one make a month, maybe it's 15 minutes a day, whatever it is, and then kind of map out, maybe make a list of like your top 15 items you want to make or something. and then prioritize them, maybe make them by season, that kind of thing. Work a season ahead, in my opinion. And yeah, just kind of go from there. Don't give yourself too much. I mean, we all have like a want list a mile long, I'm sure, but obviously there's only so much time. And if anybody else is challenging themselves to buying very little fabric this year, let me know, because we're in this together and we can do it. All right, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you liked it, and share with a friend, and subscribe if you want to stick around. Bye.